In a world driven by science, logic, and endless curiosity, there still exist mysteries that refuse to reveal their truth. Cases so strange, so impossible, and so terrifying that investigators, scientists, and experts eventually gave up. Today, on the Untold Evidence, we dive deep into 5 mysteries that may never be solved. So switch off the lights, take a deep breath, because once you hear these stories, they'll stay in your mind forever. Mystery 1. Between 1945 and 1950, a remote region in Vermont became the center of one of the strangest disappearance clusters in American history. An area later named the Bennington Triangle. The first victim, Mitty Rivers, an experienced woodsman leading a group through the mountains. He walked a few steps ahead, turned a corner, and vanished. No footprints, no signs of attack. Search teams, bloodhounds, helicopters, nothing. It's as if the forest swallowed him whole. The second victim, Paula Weldon. 1 year later, an 18-year-old college student decided to take a short hike on a popular trail. Witnesses saw her walking. A bus driver even recalled seeing her wearing a bright red coat. But just minutes after entering the forest, she disappeared. Forever. What's strange is that hundreds of officers, soldiers, and volunteers scanned the area for weeks. They found not a single clue. The third victim, Frida Langer. She slipped near a stream, went home to change her clothes, and promised to return. She never came back. 7 months later, her body was found in a place search teams had checked multiple times. A body cannot appear in a place that was thoroughly searched, unless it was placed there later. Theories. A serial killer animal attacks alien interference, a geological anomaly, a hidden sinkhole or cave system, or something darker living inside the forest. Even today, the Bennington Triangle remains one of America's most baffling unsolved mysteries. Mystery 2. One of the most chilling mysteries in history. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out on a winter expedition in the Ural Mountains of Russia. They were skilled, prepared, and determined. But what investigators later found shocked the world. The tent. When searchers discovered the campsite, the tent was cut open from the inside. Why would trained hikers slice open their only shelter during a freezing snowstorm? Footprints showed that they walked out calmly, some wearing only socks, and then the bodies began to appear. The bodies. Some died of hypothermia, but others had injuries that simply should not be possible. 1 had a cracked skull, 2 had crushed ribs, 1 woman was missing her tongue. Some bodies showed signs of radiation, and their clothes emitted high radiation levels. Doctors confirmed, the injuries are equal to what you would see in a high-speed car crash. But there were no vehicles, no animals, no signs of combat. Theories. Avalanche, military testing, parachute mine explosion, infrasound panic, a secret Soviet cover-up, a Yeti attack, or something supernatural. After decades, the truth remains hidden. The mountain keeps its secrets. Mystery 3. The Toxic Lady, Gloria Ramirez. On February 19, 1994, a woman named Gloria Ramirez was rushed into a California hospital with severe chest pain. But when doctors approached her, something terrifying happened. Her body was strange. Her skin looked oily. Her breath smelled like chemicals. When a nurse took blood samples, strange white crystals were floating inside her blood. Suddenly, staff members began collapsing. 1 fainted. 1 started vomiting. 1 stopped breathing. More than 20 people fell sick. What was happening? A hospital evacuation was ordered. The first in California's history due to a patient. Investigations found nothing. Her blood showed no toxins. Her body contained no radioactive chemicals. Experts from NASA and top scientific labs examined every detail, but no explanation fits. Theories include a chemical chain reaction inside her body, exposure to a secret nerve agent, a rare medical phenomenon, or something unknown to science. Gloria Ramirez remains known as the Toxic Lady, and her case is considered medically impossible. Mystery 4. The Pollock twins, proof of reincarnation. John and Florence Pollock lived in England and had 2 daughters, Joanna and Jacqueline. Tragically, both girls died in a road accident. 1 year later, Florence gave birth to twins, Jennifer and Jillian. As the twins grew older, strange things happened, memories that shouldn't exist. The twins identified old toys that belonged to their dead sisters. They knew places they had never visited. One twin pointed to the exact spot where the accident happened and said, "That's where we died." Doctors attempted to explain it as coincidence, but there were too many coincidences. The twins even had identical birthmarks matching those of their dead siblings. For years, investigators, psychologists, priests, and scientists studied the case. No logical explanation was ever found. To this day, it remains the world's most famous case of possible reincarnation. Mystery 5, The Ghost Ship, MV Joyita, October 1955. The MV Joyita, a merchant ship carrying 25 passengers, disappeared in the Pacific Ocean. 5 weeks later, it was found floating, but everyone on board was gone. Inside the ship, what investigators found was disturbing. The radio wires were cut, blood-soaked bandages were lying around, the captain's logbook was missing, lifeboats were gone, food was untouched, cargo worth thousands of dollars had vanished. The engine still worked fine, but the most shocking detail, the ship was still seaworthy. It could not sink. So why did the crew abandon a ship that was perfectly safe? The unanswered questions. Was it pirate attack, mutiny, mechanical failure, or a mass panic? Every theory fails. There was no sign of struggle, no distress messages, no bodies. The 25 people who boarded the MV Joyita were never found. And these were 5 mysteries that stand undefeated, untouched by explanation, and unsolved even after decades of investigation. Maybe one day, new evidence will surface. Or maybe these stories were never meant to be understood. If you want more dark, mysterious, and chilling stories, subscribe to the Untold Evidence and tell us in the comments, which mystery disturbed you the most?